really starting to worry about our secondary. Do you think there is reason for concern with this defense overall, or do you think it's just a secondary issue? What do you think is going on with these back-to-back performances we've seen where they're giving up quite a bit of yards? It looks like some easy passes, things like that.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned. Obviously the Clemson defense was a little shorthanded tonight.
Yeah,
Especially with Wiggins and we found out that Sheridan Jones was out and Andrew Makuba didn't play. So they were very their starting guys, their best guys were not in the game, but
right.
the guy our depth at corner was really tested tonight, and they did not really pass that test. Um,
Yeah, it
just
shows. It shows we need those starters.
yeah,
We need Makuba. We need Wiggins. We need those dudes out there
y-
because we're
y-
not good behind them.
yeah, and as good as we've heard great things about guys like Toriano Pride and uh, Jaden Lucas and Fred Davis. Although he's not really a young guy, this is his third year in the program, but he's been in and out of the lineup. Um, just they did not play all that well. So like you said, they gave up a lot of easy completions, um, a lot of miscommunications. That big play down the sideline
Down the
where it
sideline,
seemed
yeah.
like Fred
Where
Davis wasn't even like on the same page. Like he just let the guy run past him.
yeah,
Uh,
and there was like two or three dudes around that guy that he like broke for, and
yeah,
then the dude's just like skirting up the sideline, and the safety's having to like haul butt over there to cover down. That was a
that was
weird,
a hell of a tackle. I don't know who made that. I
yeah.
don't know which safety made that play. Was that Phillips or Mickens? It was somebody that saved that touchdown.
I want to say it was Mickens, but I'm not sure honestly. I
Yeah,
don't remember, but it was like
Mickens' play
it
I've
was
been very pleased with, to be honest.
yeah it
I
was
feel like Mickens has played pretty well, but
yeah he had that big interception, good
yeah.
play.
Um, but yeah, just and they talked about it, after the Furman game. Just they need to be better in their man technique, and I think you saw it at times, but there's
Hmm.
still just a lot of they're still playing a lot of soft coverage, and they're not really being breaking on the ball and making plays on the ball when they need to. And yeah, we should have. It felt like they should have already known that, given the opponent we were playing. This is what the air raid is all about.
Yeah,
They throw quick passes. They really want to get the ball to their playmakers out in space. Get the ball out quickly. Don't sit back in the pocket for too long. Not a whole lot of long developing routes, and so you knew that they would have to be disciplined in the short game, and you just didn't see that. Um,
yeah. Honestly, I thought we'd see a much better performance out of the defense tonight. We knew coming into this game, especially after last week and what Furman was really able to do to the Clemson defense, and kind of maybe expose some weaknesses that they currently have right now. Hopefully, we get those patched up and fixed. But I thought we would come in with a much better game plan when it came to there was a lot of quick passes. You saw first play of the game for La Tech was what? It was a screen pass. We knew it was coming, right? Um, so I thought we'd see a lot better game plan with that. And as far as the soft coverage, I mean, it seems like we play a lot of soft coverage, and I don't know if that's a thing they're coaching or a scheme that they're trying to run, but it is, especially when there's a missed tackle or dudes are not on the same page. Like you see the Fred Davis thing we were just talking about. It creates a lot of big plays and it gashes our defense.
yeah,
Um, it's not really like our defense doesn't really get like methodical drives done on them. I think the front seven are just too good for that. With some of the teams we're playing right now, now that begs to be seen later on in the season. That could change with a lot better offenses starting next week against Wake Forest, right? But it's more of like big gash plays, like miscommunication in the back end leads to a big pass, and then suddenly, they're in Clemson territory, they're deep into Clemson territory, and we're trying to fight to get them to kick a field goal and keep them out of the end zone. And I think that's what happens a lot of times with our defense. And then the offense sometimes they get out of rhythm, and then the defense starts spending an extended amount of time on the field. And especially with the shorthanded as the defense was tonight. I mean, on all levels, really. The defensive line, we're missing a couple people. Tyler Davis, obviously Brian Brzee. We already mentioned the dudes in the back end we're missing. Sheridan Jones went down. Not really sure what happened to him. Yeah. But hopefully he's okay. Hopefully it was more of a precautionary thing. But hopefully we see a little bit better play in the back end as the weeks come. They will be tested next week, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, that's a good point. And, we have to, take a step back sometimes and think this was a concern for some Clemson fans going into the year, the guys at corner. You lose your top two corners and Mario Goodrich and Andrew Booth, the two first-team All-ACC guys that played a lot of snaps for you last season. There just wasn't a whole lot of, the guys that are coming in to replace them just haven't seen a whole lot of, first-team reps. And so this was just kind of that, there's going to be some growing pains, and I think we just have to Clemson fans just have to accept that and just be prepared for, there's going to be mistakes along the way. And, yeah, I think you saw that tonight. Sheridan Jones is very experienced, and it was clear they missed him. He's a leader in that. I mean, I don't think he's some all-world corner, but I think he's been in the program a long time. He knows what's expected. And he can kind of coach up the young guys. And so not having him there was kind of big. You had to see more of Malcolm Green tonight, and he had some good play. I thought he had some good plays. He had an interception. That was good to see. But yeah, all in all, just a really mixed bag. I think the biggest thing is getting the young corners to, get their head around and make a play on the ball. It felt like a lot of times they were, face guarding.
Yep.
Yeah, doing all sorts of, doing all of that stuff, and just kind of getting and giving up some pretty easy releases. They got ran by a couple of times, beat a couple of times. So just being more physical is going to be key. But I don't want to spend too much time on the corners because everybody in the chat saw what we saw. They know what.
Everybody knows the deal with the corners. But other than kind of those big pass plays that we gave up, that I think translated into some yards against our defense. Overall, I think our defense played pretty well, right? Like